outside. Longo with the tip. And that is game, set, and match point.
Good afternoon and welcome to the campus of Utah Valley University and to the Costa Vida pregame show, where the Utah Valley Wolverines will be taking on the Air Force Academy Falcons. Joining me today here on our broadcast, my good friend Steve Vale. Steve, we have an exciting match on tap today, and we want to go over a few things. The first thing we want to go over today, Steve, is what the conference standings currently are right now at this point in the season.
So far, neither team having played a game within their conference. Utah Valley with a slow start, 0-4 overall. Although they put up a pretty good fight against Utah, still have yet to get a W on the season and haven't played any conference matches yet. And the Falcons also coming in with a slow start, 1-4 so far in the year.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay,
so far, they're very evenly matched, and we want to look at a few of the key stats that both teams have, and we can see some of the similarities and some of the differences that each team has.
Yeah, we're going to look here. Utah Valley already doubling
they'll
up.
Sweat it if they're there. We'll talk about them.
In the kill ratio, 63 to their 34. Also, almost doubling up in the aces as well, so they're a pretty good serving team. Other than that, it's pretty even across the board between both teams. So we'll see how they do tonight and how they match up.
Steve, those key stats come from some key players, and we want to take a look at each team's key players, and you tell us a little bit about that.
You bet. First thing we're going to do is get a look at, for Air Force, Caroline Kurtz. With 80 kills so far on the year, more than double the next player on her team. So she carries the brunt of the offensive load for the Falcons. For Utah Valley, it's Kaylee Doxey, formerly Broadbent. Awesome outside hitter, gets a ton of sets, by far the most for the team. So both players are going to need to show up tonight and really get it done for their team.
Excellent point, Steve. We also want to look at the keys to the game. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see from Utah Valley.
Kind of similar on both ends, but with a few differences. For Utah Valley, it's all about ball control and passing. They need to play well and do great at the serve-receive area. If they can get a good start early and jump ahead, they feel like they'll be pretty confident on the night. And they also need to feed off this home crowd. For the Falcons, they got to forget about the fact that it's Parents Week right now and also do the same. Quick start, jump out early, get the ball into the hands of their big outside, Caroline Kurtz. If they can do that and limit their mistakes, they feel pretty confident about their chances tonight.
Thanks, Steve. Folks, we have an exciting match. This has been the Costa Vida pregame report. We'll be back really soon with the starts of the match.
Yep.
Hey, Ryan, can you hear me?
Can you not hear Kevin?
Against the Air Force Falcons. My name is Steve Vale. Joining me tonight is Kevin Castle. We're just about ready to get underway here.
Is there a problem with my mic?
Getting a look at Sam Atoa, Utah Valley's head coach. We talked briefly before about the standings of these two teams
I'll have Steve do the lineups then.
Fairly similar. Utah Valley at 0-4 so far in the year. They've got a freshman setter. They lost their senior setter just days before the season began. And in talking with Sam before the match, he mentioned that she's coming along nicely and has an absolute ton of potential to possibly even be one of the best setters UV has ever had, if not the best. But they're going to have their hands full tonight. The Falcons so far do have one win on the season. They come in at 1-4. And it is their parents' weekend, or Parents Appreciation Weekend. That they just, all the freshmen, I think there were 7 freshmen, they just finished basic training. They've been out in the woods for the past 6 or 7 weeks. And they're finally getting the opportunity to see their parents for the first time. So the coach asked Sam if they could get the match started a little early tonight so that they could rush home and see their parents, because they haven't seen them in about 10 weeks. So Sam Atoa was nice enough to oblige. So we're getting an early start tonight, a 4 p.m. start time as opposed to the typical 7, to allow the Falcons to head back home and get to see their parents probably by about midnight tonight is the word, which, hey, better late than never. We're going to go over the starters real quick for tonight's matchup. The visiting Air Force Falcons. Getting the start tonight is number 3, Kelly Spencer. Number 11, Jocelyn Wise. Number 12, Nicole Stillwell. Number 13, Caroline Kurtz. We talked a little bit about her earlier tonight. She is their big gun, and that's saying something when you're talking about one of our armed forces. Number 15, Katie Campbell. Number 17, Jessica Hellman. She's going to be the setter tonight. And the libero is Maya Parrish, number 23. For Utah Valley tonight, getting the start as one of the outside hitters is Chelsea Heaps, formerly Gardner. Got married recently. Number 2, 5'11" outside hitter. Also number 3, Brooklyn Campbell. She's the freshman setter that I mentioned. 6 foot and can jump and has a ton of potential. Number 4, Danny Robinson, middle blocker. Number 6, Kaylee Doxey, formerly Broadbent, a 6'0" outside hitter. And Phenom, she's a huge gun there for the Wolverines. Number 10, JC Caresa is opposite. Number 11, Kathleen Stevens is the libero or defensive specialist. And number 15, Sarah Clement, the other middle blocker at 6'2". As I mentioned, we're getting real close to the startup here of tonight's match. We talked a little bit about the keys to the game in our quick stand-up here before the match. Again, just to touch on that, Utah Valley, in talking with Sam Atoa, he mentioned that it's really about ball control with them. It's really about serve receive. He thought they did a really good job against Utah. He thought their ball control was right where it needed to be. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get the win, but he thinks that if they can pass well tonight and get that ball to the middle and really establish the middle, that will put them in good shape, because that will also free up their outside hitters. And between Chelsea and Kaylee, they are getting the majority of the sets for this team. So that's going to be key tonight for the Wolverines. If they can pass well, establish the middle, and free up their outsides, they feel real good about their chances. On the other side of the net, you've got the Falcons, and with a similar game plan, they need to pass well and serve tough. If they can keep UV out of system, meaning keep them from being able to pass the ball perfectly and run the offense they want to, they feel like they've got a very good defensive setup, kind of a spread defense to contain the Utah Valley hitters. So both teams are going to be doing their best to implement their strategies tonight and their keys. And we'll see who will prevail.
All right, Steve, thanks for filling us in with the starting lineups. Looks like we're getting ready to tip off here. How's that? Okay, thank you.
With Utah Valley, even though they're starting off 0-4 this year, Sam mentioned they got a great group of girls, a ton of talent, and nowhere to go but up from here. So we'll see if they can begin that road tonight with a win over the Falcons.
Looks like we have number 23, Maya Parich, is back to serve for the Falcons. Just waiting for a last few minutes instruction from Coach McShane.
I think one of the unspoken keys for the Falcons tonight is to not think about Parents' Night and not think about rushing back to see their folks. Some of these girls, you know, the freshmen haven't been away from home a whole lot and have been gone for 10 weeks. So they got to try to focus on volleyball right now. Let's see how they do.
And Danny Robinson with the first kill on the right side off the slide. Looking great so far, Steve.
Utah Valley, that was a pretty decent serve. Even clipped the tape to give it a little bit different trajectory. Still a great pass, running the slide, and a great kill to start off the match for Utah Valley.
Robinson back to serve. Air Force with a little bit of trouble on the reception. Dug up by Chelsea. Set to the backside on their own slide. And there's a violation call on the net.
Chelsea
Looks like
Heath.
Sarah Clement was in the net on that one, Steve.
That's a good call by you and by the up ref. Chelsea doing a nice job to keep that ball in play in transition, but unable to be rewarded with a point.
Still will serve a little bit tight on the reception from Utah Valley, and Air Force is able to block that one back pretty easily.
Brooklyn Campbell at 6 foot should have had that joust, but maybe not quite as aggressive as she should have been on that.
Looks like she tried to do the same thing with that one and got a little bit more of it.
Utah Valley struggling to get her the ball right now.
Out to Broadbent. Excuse me, Doxy.
Like who? That was last year.
That's probably what all the viewers at home were saying. Who's Doxy?
Exactly. Nice job there on the second attempt. Bombed that first one so hard, even though the Falcons were able to keep it in play, it came right back to her and able to tool the block on the second attempt.
Campbell with a nice serve. Air Force not able to take advantage of a good pass. And back to Kaylee on the outside again for the kill.
Utah Valley keeping that ball out where their bread and butter is. Out there to Kaylee, who's doing a nice job of putting that ball away. They're going to want to pass a little bit tighter so they can get that ball to the middles, really get them established.
And working on Kurtz for both reception and to make her an attacker, but a receiver before she becomes an attacker. Trying to make her do it all. Back to service number 11, Jocelyn Wise for the Falcons. And that's Doxy again. And this time, JC Caresa on the outside with the kill.
Great cross-court swing there by Caresa. Able to get that ball deflected and out of bounds.
Doxy back to serve. That one goes just long. Be Falcons ball.
You know, I haven't learned a new volleyball term for a long time. I had quite a plethora of them, but just over this past week, I learned a new one, and that serve right there was a good example of it. Instead of calling that a, miscommunication there, UV's offense. On that serve, since she was going for a topspin jump serve but mishit it, instead of calling that a spatch or a spatula, just kind of slapping it, the term I was made aware of this last week is BYU calls those hybrids, rather than denoting that that's an error by the hitter in any way. They choose to call that a hybrid, which I thought that was pretty funny. So I might pull that out a couple times tonight.
Chelsea Heaps on the outside with the kill. Kat Stevens back there at libero. She'll also serve for the Wolverines.
Tough jump float.
Good pass by Air Force. Yeah. Out to the right side.
Wow.
Nice swing. Brought up by Utah Valley, but they can't control that one. And that's going to be a point for the Falcons.
Great dig by Kat Stevens. Pretty nice float serve, handled well by the Falcons. And she just dug their heat, but UV unable to control it.
Spencer with the dig. And a huge block on the outside by Heaps, assisted by Danny Robinson. Robinson is looking really fit this season. During the summer, we did some officiating here at the Utah Valley team camp, and Robinson was looking in phenomenal shape, just really ready to go, ready to get back and play this season. So looks like her hard work is paying off. Patty Flagg back to serve. Nice float serve by Flagg. Force and Air Force to the outside. Robinson running that slide again, but this time finding the net, Steve.
Yeah, Utah Valley with an opportunity there. Unable to convert, going for that slide again, but it might have been a little low, or Robinson might have been just a little bit late, but she hit that at the top of the net and back down on their side.
Jessica Hellman back to serve for the Falcons. The short floater. Out to the outside.
Nice.
And Chelsea Heaps really takes advantage of the hands.
Nice job there by Brooklyn to give Chelsea a little topspin as she bump set that to her. Rather than passing that flat to her, she gave it a little topspin. So Chelsea was able to put maybe a little more on that swing than she would have. Nice down the line and for the kill.
Tough serve from the Wolverines. Couldn't be handled by Air Force, and in transition, Danny Robinson with the hitting error, just going a little bit long again on that one. I think as soon as she finds the court, it's going to be pretty hard to stop her.
Yeah, they seem to be having a little bit of a difficulty there connecting.
That ball served wide by Parrish.
Once they get dialed in, a dangerous combination.
Robinson back to serve for the Wolverines. And we're all tied up at 8-8. Set to the outside, picked up by Utah Valley. Campbell sets it outside. And Kaylee Doxey with another kill.
Kaylee's getting it done out there, doing a nice job tonight. She's got such a strong shoulder. Puts a lot on that ball. Off the block and out of bounds. Tough serve. Great pass.
Serve. Nice pickup by Utah Valley. Pushing it outside to Doxey again. A little bit of trouble controlling that one. And another point for Utah Valley. Utah Valley taking a 2-point lead now, Steve.
It's a veteran play there by Kaylee. Rather than just putting that in play, she does a nice job of trying to turn that ball down the line a little bit to catch the defense off guard, and she did enough to break that play up and get another point. So unrewarded there with a mishit serve into the net.
Remember last year there were some times where the Wolverines struggled with some service errors, and so far tonight they haven't done that too much. We'll see if they can keep it that way.
Wow.
Great set by Campbell.
That really was. That was a tough pass. She was backing up all the way, but still great touch on that set. Great location.
Campbell back to serve for the Wolverines. Looks like Caroline Kurtz is in line on the opposite side to get this reception. Or at least this set. Not a great set. That was hit really wide by Kurtz. She had to really take some something off that, Steve, and really turn that on the angle.
Yeah, that was a tight set, and she was just trying to get there and get on top of it, but it was a nice turn to the angle, but just a little too much.
Carissa on the outside trying to put the ball away. Nice pickup by Kat Stevens. Right back to Kaylee. Kaylee a little bit out of position on the right side and just couldn't make the adjustment there.
Well, I don't know if they're trying to just run a quicker offense or if that set was really low, but Kaylee was just trying to hustle to that ball to keep it in play. It was a pretty low set. But yeah, again, it just seems like UV's offense is struggling just a little bit to connect with this new freshman setter. But again, it's 6 foot. She's got hops. She's got great hands, great location. It's just a matter of getting dialed in with these hitters.
That's an uncharacteristic mistake by Kaylee with that service into the net. She's kind of laughing about it, and she knows she's going to better that next time.
Yeah. All you can do is say, next ball.
Kurtz back to serve for the Falcons. She goes with the short floater. It's picked up by Heaps, and Kat Stevens plays that one over. Outside to number 9, it's Emily Schmidt. Net violation on the Wolverines.
It's too bad. Carissa did a nice job there of showing angle and then reaching into the line and blocking that first ball, but didn't go straight down, and the Falcons got another chance, and that's all they needed.
I think each team is just looking to get to that solid start. Just looking to take control of the match at some point, and so far, neither team's really stepped up to that. We're tied 13-all. Coach Atoa going with the substitution. Going in with Lanny O'Reilly, number 5. Lanny saw quite a bit of action last year. And looks like she's right back in the lineup again now. Kurtz will continue to serve for the Falcons. She'll go again with that short floater, Steve.
Falcons tying it up at 13. Tough serve there. Nice job by Lanny to step in and set that ball.
Great set to the backside of Carissa. Cuts that inside the block, but not finding the floor. Again, this time she gets a little more on it.
Oh.
And Campbell pulling out the veteran move.
Campbell. My guess is her dad used to watch us play when we played here and used to watch Brad Collins play that same play right there. Just a nice little dump. Almost looks like a quick set, but just sets it right back to the middle of the court. Nobody home on that one.
Wow, great swing on the right side by number 16, Julia Hansen. She really pushed that one through. It was, she had 2 big blockers in her face and decided she was just gonna go for it.
Nice job to go seam on that swing, splitting the block.
Wise back to serve for the Falcons. Set goes again to Carissa, who cuts that one inside on the seam herself.
I like that. That was like the anti-Fonzie. Rather than doing that to the outside hitter and pulling her in from the antenna a little bit with a short little loopy set, that almost looked like the reverse version of that. Frees her up to go with an open net and the kill.
Well, folks, to find out more about your UVU women's volleyball team, be sure to visit wolverinegreen.com. You can find team stats, photos, and a complete schedule on wolverinegreen.com. Just a reminder, we are at the Shurian Family Activity Center. I'm Kevin Castle, along with my broadcast partner, Steve Vale. And you are watching UVU women's volleyball on UVU TV. We're also being tracked on CBSSports.com on the game tracker. You can find a link to that through the Utah Valley website. Well, Steve, it looks like we're pretty even so far in this match. Again, no team is really taking control yet, but Utah Valley seems to be playing a little bit more steady on the offensive side of things than Air Force is.
Yeah, it looked like UV was going to pull away there for a second, but Falcons climbed right back in, and so they're only down 1 now at 15-14.
as we get back to our action here, we've got a little look at our trivia today. And the trivia for today is, when was the last matchup between the Falcons and the Wolverines? It's a good question, and we'll give you the answer to that in the third set.
Utah Valley ready to serve. Patty Flagg gets the honors. Nice float serve. Trouble there.
Kurtz didn't handle that one very well. Nice pass by Flagg. Robinson over the top, just out of bounds, Steve. I'm telling you, she just needs to find that court, and she's going to be unstoppable, I think.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty decent set. Nice location. I think she was just trying to go high and deep, and a little bit of a hybrid there. And went long out of bounds.
Number 17, Jessica Hillman serving.
Nice adjustment there on that pass. That was a
good
tough
push
floater.
To the outside to Heaps.
Great dig by the Falcons, unable to convert. Utah Valley scores their 16th point.
Weak attack to Nicole Stillwell in the middle, Steve. She was pretty far away from that ball, and she just tried to turn it, and she turned it right back into the block. Heaps with a good serve, pushing back to the right side. Out of the back row is Chelsea, but looks like she didn't really have enough momentum to get that one over.
Well, and the sets all seem to be just a little bit low. I mean, she had about a time to do about a two-step approach right there, and then had to drop her shoulder a little bit to make contact, and just in the middle of the net. Nice pass.
Nice push to the outside that time, and Doxy puts it away, no problem. I can tell you, Steve, that when you're setting low like that, in a good location, that is just totally nerves. I know every time I've set balls and been a little bit nervous, and they're a little bit low, it's just a little bit of case of nerves. She's trying to find that confidence, and this time she comes up with a good block.
That's a great point, Kev. I think you're exactly right. And that just comes along with the fact that she's, you know, a true freshman, been kind of thrown into the mix here, and all of a sudden she's the starter. And I think she's just trying to find her legs and find her spot on this team and become a leader, which will happen here.
Heaps with a little bit of trouble on the reception. Kaylee tried to take a little something off and better the ball, but not quite ready for the beach.
Yeah, that cut shot was just not there for her. I think Chelsea kind of got eaten up on that other serve, but does a nice job there.
Nice kill by Sarah Clement on the right side. The ladies' game really uses an interesting, that backside slide is sometimes even getting higher now. It's almost like a regular, what we call a 5 attack.
Right.
But not quite, it's still a lot faster.
Oh, great dig by Chelsea.
Smart play by Kaylee, pushing that to the corner. And a nice block by Sarah Clement, just leaving her hands there to the very last moment.
Utah Valley with a nice play there, creating an opportunity and converting.
I believe she blocked number 2, Cammie Richin, on that play. And an interesting note that Cammie Richin played her high school ball here in Utah Valley. She played at Lone Peak High School, and she was on 2 state championship teams for Coach Deanna Meyer. So interesting note there from a local player. Doxy with the smart up, out to Caressa, who gets a nice swing at it. They push it back. Net violation was called before that ball was down. Not sure who they called that on, but Sam Atoa wants to talk about it.
Yeah, 19 to 20 It's getting a little late in this first set. I think Sam wants to just tighten things up a little bit. Have a quick chat.
Air Force taking what I believe is one of their first leads here in this latter half of the first set.
It's a nice timeout by Sam, not allowing those guys to get any momentum.
We're going to take a break, folks. We'll be right back with more action. University. We're getting ready to get underway with our first set. As we resume action here, number 11, Jocelyn Wise will serve for the Falcons. Chelsea with a great pass out to Kaylee on the right side, who's struggling a little bit out there. It's a little bit off the block. Campbell pushes that out to Caressa, and Caressa is blocked this time.
One thing I've noticed so far in this first set is one of the first things Sam said to us before the match was that he wanted really bad to establish that middle, to get those girls going fast and really free up the outsides. But it looked like Brooklyn's just been pushing everything either to the outside or to the opposite, and the block is just all over it.
And number 8, Rachel Anderson, has been substituted in the match for Brooklyn Campbell, which, I don't know, Steve, I don't know if I totally agree with that move by Coach Atoa, because I didn't think that Brooklyn was totally struggling, or that last play was her fault, but maybe he just wants to give it a new look, try something different.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that UV just isn't passing great right now. They're not getting that ball all the way up to the net for her to have the option to run the middle. I mean, if she's going to run the middle at this point, she's got to force it. And when you're down 20-22 in the first set, you probably don't want to be forcing too many sets. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a chance to get a different look and slow things down a little bit.
Coach Atoa pulls Kaylee Doxey out of the match for a moment so he can conference with her, puts Lanny O'Reilly in, and again, going with a different look here, see what he can make things happen.
Wow.
Didn't work out.
Cat keeping that ball alive. That was just kind of a wild swing.
Not a great set, but they're letting that one go. Tip by the Falcons, played over by O'Reilly. Back to the right side again. A nice block by Heaps and Clement. Free ball coming to Cat Stevens.
Oh, shoot.
A little bit of missed timing there.
That might have just been nerves too right there. That set well over the middle.
And Rachel and Sarah probably have not hooked up a lot together, so that one was not quite what Coach Atoa wanted, and he calls another timeout while Air Force takes a 23-20 lead.
Looks like Air Force is in a hurry to get out of here. They're taking control of this first set. Got UV back on their heels a little bit.
Air Force were to pass, and looks like they picked it up a little bit, on their defense, and they've just been putting the ball away when they needed to.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think Utah Valley's given themselves a few opportunities, but they are struggling to connect offensively with their setters, and so therefore not able to convert on those create opportunities. So they can tighten things up a little bit.
Folks, also be sure to join us tomorrow here as Utah Valley University Wolverines take on the Fresno State Bulldogs. The game will be broadcasted live here on UVU TV at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, so don't miss that. Air Force is back on the court, looking like they want to get this moving. Number 13, Caroline Kurtz, is back to serve, and Utah Valley is taking the floor.
Now Falcons got a bust to catch. Caroline
Utah Valley
Kurtz
needs to get some of that home court swagger going, I think.
Yeah, again, one of the keys that we talked about, you know, really use this home court. And so far have failed to do so. That's another nice float serve there by the Falcons.
O'Reilly really struggling with that. Teresa taking a good swing, but it's going just a little bit long on the right side there.
Wolverines just cannot get their offense going. Even if they do manage to get around the block, they're hitting everything just long.
Kurtz with another nice serve. Clement doesn't get the kill, but Heaps is cleaning things up. And I remember last year, Steve, when Kaylee Broadbent, at that time, Kaylee Doxey now, but when Kaylee struggled, there was a time where Chelsea, then Chelsea Gardner, really stepped up and picked up and did some nice things and got the Wolverines over the hump a few times.
Yeah, they're gonna need that a little bit tonight. That's always unfortunate to go back at set point and serve the ball into the net and not even give your team an opportunity to fight for it.
I can hear Sam's voice right now. Well, we're going to be right back, folks. Air Force takes set one, 25-21.
Well, folks, set one is in the books. The Falcons take the first set 25-21. That set ending with a missed serve from the Wolverines. Looking at a few of the stats there from set one. We talked a little bit about Caroline Kurtz needing to have a big match to really fire up the offense for Air Force. She's just hitting with 2 kills out of 10 attempts, so hitting 100 right now, but still tied, you know, with the most kills for their team so far in the first set. On the other side of the net, Chelsea Heaps 4 kills on 8 attempts, and Kaylee Doxey 6 kills on 13 attempts, both hitting over 300. So I think it's really a matter of UV needing to pass better, establish that middle, and free those guys up so they can have one-on-one opportunities out there.
Yeah, and as you look at these stats too, Steve, I think it goes back, and you look at the number of kills total, where Utah Valley was 16, where Air Force only had 6 total kills. So that's why I didn't really think that pulling Campbell out as the setter was really a smart move by Coach Atoa, because I thought they were firing off pretty well. They'd missed some swings, but that was the hitter's fault. I mean, Danny Robinson had a few errors where she hit one into the net, 2 out of bounds, and you know those were good sets that the setters or that the hitters have to put away, and you know that's not a fault of your setter. I think that you really shake their confidence when you take them out like that, and maybe Coach was just trying to get something going there, but you know what? I think he maybe thinks the same thing, because he brought it right back in with set number 2 here as we look to get underway. They check out the lineups. Number 2, Chelsea Heath, is going to start it off and serve for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Brooklyn looks at the beginning of this second set. You're right, that can shake the confidence. It can go either way. It can either shake their confidence or give them a chance to take a breather. And if she's hungry, like Sam said she is, she's really hungry to improve and to lead this team. And if that's the case, what that might have done is fire her up and give her a chance to get her feet underneath her and come out here with a little more confidence.
A little bit of a shaky pass by the Falcons, but a smart play by Kurtz, just pushing that ball right off the block.
Yeah, it's plays like that. That's why Caroline Kurtz is the big gun for the Falcons. That's just a heads-up play, a very tight, high set, all 3 blockers up, and she just tools off the outside blocker. Very smart veteran move. There it is.
In the match last night between the Air Force Academy and Fresno State, Kurtz had 16 kills with 54 attempts. So like you said, Steve, she's getting the brunt of the load.
Yeah.
And she's showing it why there.
I think the next closest player had like 34 attempts. So, I mean, yeah, almost twice the attempts as the next closest player. So, I mean, any team worth their salt is going to scout that and just serve tough and then key on Caroline. You know, 16 kills out of 50-something attempts. I mean, that's not the greatest percentage in the world either.
And Kurtz is not really a big player. She's only 5'10". Even though that isn't small in the women's game, it's not big either on the outside. But she just does smart things with the ball, like you can see there, and she's getting points.
I think you're right. I think she's got great vision, can see where the block is, see where the defense is, and just knows how to put that ball where the defense isn't.
Wise back to serve for the Falcons, handled by Patty Flagg. Set out to Broadbent, who turns that one hard in the angle. Another chance for the Wolverines. And Kurtz again pushing that one through the block.
I liked that play right there by Brooklyn. I liked how she turned and burned right there, but unfortunately hit that right to a defensive player that popped it up perfectly.
Using her left hand as well. Wise's serve goes into the net, and it's going to give Utah Valley another crack at it. J.C. Caresa returning to the match, and number 3, Brooklyn Campbell, is going to serve for the Wolverines. Campbell with a nice deep floater. Kurtz up and over the block, and looks like she found some real estate in that back corner, Steve.
Yeah, see, like that play right there, I'm thinking, man, she's dead. There's no way. That sets way off the net, all 3 blockers up, and she just goes high, deep corner where nobody's at and gets a kill. Now you can't coach that.
Chelsea with a great pass and a great swing by Kaylee on the right side that time, where I feel where she struggled a little bit on the right side, and now she's back to serve.
Utah Valley, they need to ride this home court and really get something going. It's a good way to start right there.
That one just goes out of bounds outside the antenna. And Kaylee Broadbent's going to go back for her second service.
Yeah,
Utah Valley with a quick lead here in set number 2.
Yeah, Kaylee's the server you don't want to get hot because she's got a pretty nice jump serve.
Broadbent really, or I'm sorry, Doxy really struggling with her jump serve tonight. Doesn't seem to be really hitting it. Not like she did last year when we watched her play.
Right.
Again, Steve, a little bit low set on the outside.
Yep.
And look at that on the total mirror image there was a higher outside set to Air Force. And number 9, Annalise Schmidt gets the kill on that one.
Yeah, I'm all for a quick offense, but there's a difference between setting a quick ball and a low ball. When you set that low ball, there you go. There's a nice swing by Chelsea down the line. When you set that low ball and your hitter's hurrying to get there to hit that ball, all the advantage goes to the blocker because they're already there, they're already set, and all they got to do is read where that hitter's going, and they're going to block him straight down every time. So Utah Valley needs to change something up a little bit.
Good pass by Kurtz, and that leads to a great connection in the middle. I believe that was number 12, Nicole Stillwell with the kill. And back to serve is number 17, Jessica Hellman. Good reception by Chelsea. Danny just a little bit late on that one. Utah Valley able to put it back over. Oh, that is, I can't believe that didn't hit something up there.
Horrible free ball pass.
Nice bump set by Kat Stevens. And that one's going to be, oh, they called the touch.
I'm seeing a touch on that.
I thought it was close, but I wasn't sure.
Neither of the line judges had a touch on that, and the ref saw it. Well, I'll tell you, the Falcons are scrappy, man. Nothing is hitting the floor on their side of the court, and that's what's giving these guys the advantage. They're not necessarily a bigger team or a stronger team, but they are scrappy, man. Nothing is hitting the ground over there. And if it does hit the ground, it's a foot out of bounds like that swing was.
Kaylee coming out of the pipe in the back row, just missing that corner. She put it in the right spot of the court, but just missing.
Yeah, Utah Valley looks a little bit frustrated, like they're just trying to force things a little bit. They need to just settle in, find a rhythm, and go.
Carece able to bring that one in. Hits that one into that back deep corner, gets the kill. Air Force still has a 2-point lead, 9-7 over the Wolverines. Our set number 2. Patty Flagg back to serve.
Trouble there.
Bad pass by Kurtz. Robinson able to bring that one. She needs that ball higher, Steve.
Yes, she does.
She'll take care of it. Campbell fix it right there.
Utah Valley giving the Falcons a little bit of their own medicine. Able to shut that offense down, finally. Climb back into this set. Oh.
Patty Flagg serve going a little bit long there. Had the opportunity to play with Patty quite a bit this summer. Really pretty solid player all the way around. Number 23, Maya Parrish back to serve for the Falcons. Going with that short floater. And Danny Robinson off the right side with the slide again.
Looks like they're starting to connect a little bit more. And maybe it's just me, but I swear those two could be sisters.
Yeah. Danny's just trying to push her little sister along.
Wow.
Up and over the block into that back line of the court again, Steve.
Just getting it done. Not a very good pass. In fact, kind of a bad pass. Setter able to get her hands on it. Not the best set in the world, but again, the Falcons just finding the hardwood.
Kurtz has great range in that back third of the court. That's a great push Great example of what you said, Steve, a faster set or a low set. That was a fast set.
Right.
You saw Kaylee really take off on that. And
yeah, that's a totally different ball of wax right there. And again, the fast set's typically going to be a little bit lower, but a low, slow set, that's death. But that quick set that's a little bit lower, you know, she just got all of that ball.
Such a quick arm swing reminds me of someone else in this building. Nice push, high push to the outside. Kurtz uses the hands. Broadbent tries to play that one. Another push to the outside for the Falcons.
Chelsea all over that dump.
Broadbent cleaning up a little bit with the tip there.
Smart
I think she used the knuckleball on that one.
That was a smart play by Broadbent. The defense was way deep on that one. So right up and over the block, and they hustled to get there, but unable to control it. Wow. Tons of heat on that floater.
Coach McShane up off the bench in front of us here, making sure that things are going the way he wants them to. Checking in with the scorekeeper.
Utah Valley hanging around 11-12 in the second set. They do not want to drop this game. It's going to make that a pretty tough climb.
Nice pass by Patty Flagg and Sarah Clement cleaning up with the slide.
That was a little bit low too, but Sarah Clement able to flatten it out and find some real estate.
Now this is a big front row for Utah Valley. They need to take advantage right here. We've got Kaylee, JC, and Sarah all in the front row right now.
I agree.
Kaylee with a bit of a block. JC with a great swing, but
wow.
That's a big block up there with number 15 and 16, Katie Campbell and Julia Hansen in your face.
Yeah, I think Julia Hansen got the majority of that ball at 6'2". Yeah, she takes a pretty big area.
Kurtz back to serve, using the bow and arrow. Smart shot by JC down the line. Nice up by Chelsea. And a great swing by Kaylee. You know what's really interesting is that they really don't switch after the first ball on the Wolverine side. Caressa stays on the outside and Kaylee stays over on the right side.
That shows you they both feel pretty comfortable hitting either side of the net from either pin. The Falcons with another one.
Still think that Kaylee struggles a little bit on the right side, and it seems like JC's a little more comfortable there. Wonder if Coach Atoa might not make that adjustment later in the match. Pushed outside of Heaps. Air Force brings it back. Puts over the tip. Pushing to the backside. JC cleans it up a little bit. And number 9, Annalise Schmidt, Annalise Schmidt, going to a timeout right now. Utah Valley is down by 2. Air Force leads it 15-13 in set number 2. And we'll be right back.
Dr. John is a real UVU professor, not an actor. So to tell his story, we hired a UVU student.
Knowledge-based edification increases executive functioning in the frontal lobes.
Yo, dude, UVU is more than an education. It's a life experience.
Exposure to enhanced pedagogical approaches promotes neural activity in the limbic system.
For sick education, get here and strap in.
UVU facilitates the discovery of your personal Weltanschauung.
What?
Dude, you don't know everything yet.
Utah Valley University. It's your university.
Weltanschauung!
Utah Valley is down 1 set to down 15-13 in set number 2. Steve, as we look at how this match is going, it's pretty much, you know, still sticking to the keys that we talked about, and it seems like Air Force is just edging the Wolverines out in this set to take control.
Yeah, they seem to be that they've had the control most of the way through these first 2 sets. Utah Valley just trying to hang around, have yet to really establish dominance or seem to feel real comfortable out there on their home court.
Just a reminder, folks, visit Wolverine.com to find team stats, photos, and a complete schedule for this season's matches.
Great turn.
We get back to the action. Number 15, Sarah Clement in the middle, doing exactly what Sam Atoa talked about during the timeout, I'm sure, Steve.
That's the ball right there. Perfect pass, great set, one-on-one in the middle. Sarah doing a nice job of avoiding that one blocker, and just great kill by the Wolverines. Oh, shoot. Great hustle there by the Wolverines, but unable to get that ball back over the net.
I've seen a little more urgency in the movement of the Wolverines on that play. They really were after it, didn't get it up, but the girls looked like whatever Coach Atoa said in the huddle, it's inspired them a little bit.
I agree. They look like they wanted a little bit more than they did.
Hellman's serve, nice serve. Chelsea with that swing on the outside.
Wow, what a great set from the middle blocker. And a better dig by the Wolverines. Up and over set, Chelsea.
Wow. Great set by Campbell. Way to be poised, not get nervous. That was a tight ball, but she stood there, used her height, set a nice ball out to Chelsea, and Chelsea put it away.
Chelsea up and over the block. Great kill.
Air Force coming back with the tool on the right side. Number 12, Nicole Stillwell, gets the kill on that play. Interesting to note, a couple of the key starters that the Wolverines lost this year, Cami Manuel and Elise Jones, 2 of the really key players from last year's team. Big guns as far as Cami Manuel, and one of the best liberos I've ever seen in Elise Jones. And they may be missing a little bit of that tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think those are 2 big holes to fill. And although the Wolverines look like they've done okay, I think they are missing those 2 key players. Kat Smith, she is an awesome libero, though. I'll give her that. She's passed well and made some pretty nice defensive plays. But yeah, you're right. Elise was just an animal. She was everywhere.
Back to serve with the Falcons, number 12, Nicole Stillwell. Air Force hasn't retained its lead, 18-16 in set number 2.
Kat Stevens, I apologize. I called her Smith. Yeah, she's made some great plays tonight.
Danny Robinson, number 4, back to serve for the Wolverines. Looks like she's going to go with the float serve as well. Pushed outside to Kurtz, and Kurtz with the kill off the block. No real surprises there. They're not passing well enough, Steve, to really run a middle attack. I'm almost surprised they haven't loaded up a little bit more on the outside attack of Kurtz.
On Kurtz, yeah, you're right. And she just seems to be having her way with this UV block. I mean, she's just hitting wherever she wants to.
And just as we say that, the Wolverines do the same thing. Struggle to find a good pass. Clement with the tip in the middle. And they're going to call that one down on the hardwood. So that's a point for Utah Valley.
Nice job by Clement. Kind of out of sync there. Trying to hit that transition ball. Just does a nice job of finding the middle of the floor.
Got a small break in the action. Campbell to serve.
That was a very slow, exaggerated slide there, but successful.
Hansen took her time to get into that one and did the right thing with it, though. Tooled the Wolverines for a point. Kurtz back to serve for the Falcons. Stevens with a great pass in the middle. Clement coming off the block. Net violation. Looks like that was number 15, Sarah Clement. That one was pretty easy to see, Steve. I think we caught that one right when it happened.
It's a smart timeout by Sam Atoa, opening up a 3-point lead this late in set number 2. Wolverines in trouble.
We'll be back, folks.
We meet here once a week. It's a chance to discuss mostly.
I've always been like super concerned about saving money, right? But like I really wanted like a good education too. I guess I really got green fever when like I found out how Utah Valley University can get me both.
We have our regulars, and of course there are always our new ones every time.
I'm Steve.
Hi, Steve.
This is my first week here. I'm really excited. This whole green fever thing's kind of just started for me. So.
More and more people want to know about green fever.
Come join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
To our match as the Falcons look to retain their 3-point lead over the Wolverines in set number 2. To get underway, I'd also like to thank Costa Vida for the pregame meal this afternoon. Much appreciated. Go to Costa Vida, find some great food.
Great food, great atmosphere.
Caroline Kurtz serve, handled by the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Haley Doxey handling it on the right side.
It's exactly what UV needed. Was just a nice, crisp, athletic move on the offensive side. Need to follow it up here with a tough jump serve.
That one was, I thought, pretty far over the block, Steve.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't really think I saw a touch on that play either, but both line judges had it, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
I think they talked him into it. Number 3, Kelly Spencer back to serve for the Falcons.
Trouble.
Trouble pass by the Wolverines. Chelsea couldn't quite get that one where she wanted, and it struggled on the attack for the Wolverines.
Yeah, the wheel's just coming off right now for the Wolverines.
Folks, if you want to see this game broadcasted live, please visit uvu.edu/broadcast/streaming. You'll be able to join us here on the action.
You know, they're not totally out of this second set. Kat Stevens has a very nice, very tough float jump serve, or jump float. Let's see if she can put some mustard on this ball and get them back into it right at their best passer. Oh, nice up.
Kurtz with a great pass. Utah Valley trying to play a tough ball back. Finally a set to the middle from the Falcons. Utah Valley hustles and gets that one back up. Back to the right side, cuts inside the seam. Number 16, Julia Hansen.
Man, that just look automatic right now. The Falcons are just firing on all cylinders. And Utah Valley is just backpedaling, trying to just hold any ground they can.
Air Force seems to be playing a lot looser here. And folks, it is 24-20. And now 24-21.
Well, the Wolverines have no room. It's up to Patty to serve them back into this. They need 3 or this set is over.
Patty's a solid player, solid server. I think she'll...
Yeah, that's not going to do it. What were you saying?
Thought she was going to get that one over no problem, and looks like 2 sets now. Wolverines in with a missed serve. Coach Atoa is not happy, I can tell you, for sure. Folks, Utah Valley down 2 sets in today's game. And we'll be right back, folks, right after a few words from the sponsors.
I never used to care about college sports. I mean, I go to a game or two, but it's mainly for social reasons, you know? But now things are different.
And how has green fever affected your school spirit?
Are you kidding me? I never miss a sporting event, home or away. You got NCAA baseball, softball, basketball, cross country, golf, track and field, wrestling, soccer, volleyball. I'm keeping stats. I'm memorizing stats. I'm memorizing numbers. I'm dreaming about numbers. I'm dreaming about Wolverines. I just bought a pet Wolverine. It tore my dad's favorite chair. It was wicked awesome.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh. Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Me? No, I don't play sports. I wouldn't want to make the athletes envious. I don't mess around, man.
Here at UVU's College of Technology and Computing, also known as TNC, we don't spend a lot of time bragging, but I guess we could. We could brag about having one of the top 3 aviation programs in the entire country, turning out professional pilots and administrative personnel to work for airlines and private industry. Or we could brag about our national award-winning culinary arts program, with graduates who are going straight to glamorous jobs on cruise ships and in major restaurants, or who are opening their own restaurants. Or we could brag about our digital media students who are winning major awards even before they graduate. Or we could brag about our international efforts, sending TNC students all over the world, places like Mali and Russia and Namibia. Or we could brag about our computer science department, or our information systems and technology department as they continue to train some of the best and sharpest young minds in the state of Utah, using state-of-the-art technology in classrooms and computer labs. Or we could brag about our technology management program, where students are always engaged in life-changing projects like using technology to assist those with disabilities. Or I guess we could brag about the fact that many of the CSI investigators and fire and rescue personnel in the state of Utah have gone through extensive training in our public services programs. Or I guess we could brag about our world land speed record car that was completely built and raced out of our highly acclaimed automotive department. Or we could brag about our high-tech electrical automation and robotic technology and mechatronics programs. Or our engineering graphics and design program, which is turning out some of the most advanced technicians in the state of Utah. Or we could brag about our construction technology students who help build Habitat for Humanity homes and just won first place at the National Association of Home Builders competition in Las Vegas. That's first place in the entire nation. Or we could brag about TNC students leading UVU to a first, second, or third place finish in the nation for 10 straight years at the National Skills USA competition. Or we could brag about the fact that many companies are discovering that when they hire our graduates, they get somebody who doesn't just know facts. They get a TNC graduate who has actually done it before. And that's because our TNC students are engaged, truly engaged, in actually doing things rather than just learning facts. So, even though there is a lot to brag about here at the College of Technology and Computing, we really don't like to brag much.
serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process? Come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. It's a great opportunity to meet your future dean, professors, and advisors. Highlighted programs include business, science and health, education, humanities, aviation, dance, theater, and emergency service. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Love everything about UVU. I really do. It's a fantastic place. I feel like I've grown as an artist, as a student, as a human being.
As someone from a different state who was trying to find a dance school, it was very, very hard. And I happened to come by UVU by chance, actually. It's a great school. It teaches you history, rhythm, music, choreography, improv, dance. It even has a major in ballroom dance.
When I think of UVU's School of the Arts program, I think of opportunity that I wouldn't get anywhere else outside of the classroom. I feel like I know my professors. I feel like they're interested in my learning process.
The professors here have just been really, really personable, very, very willing to go out of their way to meet with me, to talk with me, offer advice, counsel, and just overall they just believe that what you're doing here matters. And that's what I love.
There's so much to enjoy outdoors in the state of Utah. Whether you want a spring, summer, fall, or winter adventure, the OAC has you covered. Backpacking, winter camping, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, backcountry snowboarding and skiing, rafting, kayaking, rock climbing, mountain biking, and hiking.
You're good. Everything's cool. Awesome.
Come join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
Situated just 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City, UVU is located at the foot of the scenic Wasatch Mountains in Orem, Utah. Within 20 miles of campus, students enjoy access to year-round outdoor recreation. Utah Valley is also home to a vibrant local arts and music scene. Many students choose UVU for access to a dynamic economy, employment, and career opportunities.
Campus of Utah Valley University, where the Wolverines find themselves down 2-0 to the Air Force Academy Falcons. Steve, as we've been watching the game thus far, what really sticks out to you as the key factors as to why the Wolverines are down 0-2 right now?
Well, I think for starters, they're not doing their game plan. They're not sticking to the keys of the match that Sam gave us. That's pass well, establish the middle, and free up the outsides. Their passing is okay, but they're not running the middle hardly at all, which is unfortunate because Sarah Clement is like hitting 750. She's 4 out of 5 for kills. So it's unfortunate they're not able to run the ball to her more often, but I think if they do that, not only will they see more kills from her, but they'll see more kills from their outside.
You know, and I think as we looked at the schedule and the teams that they have, you know, each of these teams have kind of squared off against, I really got to think that the Wolverines have had a tougher schedule thus far, playing teams like Nevada, Maryland, Utah, where Air Force has played like Boise State, Northern Colorado, teams that are, you know, a lot less well-known and a lot less prominent. So, but they seem to be the ones that have the confidence right now. They're playing, you know, like they're the kind of the veteran team, if you will. And Utah Valley is just not able to quite put it all together, even though I think athletically they're far superior to the Falcons.
Yeah, I think honestly it's a mental game tonight. I think that's all it is. I think the Falcons came in and said, hey, these guys are 0-4. I don't care who they play. They've never won a match this season. Let's go take it to them. On the other side of the net, you've got UV, who hasn't won a match all year. So their confidence is probably down a little bit. Can we win? You know, and so it's really just mental toughness. Utah Valley needs to just loosen up, have some fun out there, and just take care of business. If they pass well, everything else will flow. It just starts with a pass. You hear that all the time in volleyball. It starts with a pass. If they can get the serve receive down, I think they're going to find this is going to be a whole different night.
Parrish back to serve. Deep floater out to Patty Flagg. Little joust at the net. Net violation this time on the Falcons. So that's Wolverines taking the first point of the third set.
Nice job by Brooklyn. Winning a joust is often he or she who pushes last. However, in that instance, she kind of pulled back and the middle blocker pushed last so far that she netted. So, oh, nice play there by Sarah.
Air Force having a little bit of trouble passing right now, getting the ball to their setter, Jocelyn Wise. Wise is only, they've got her listed at 5'6", and I would say that may even be a little generous, but you know, she's not going to be able to handle those high tight balls.
Wow, great serving.
Great effort by Danny Robinson picking up the free ball with the excellent pass out to the money, Kaylee Doxley.
Yeah, I don't know if Utah Valley is sponsored by Zengo or not, but maybe they had a swig or something in that break. They came out a whole different team. Playing well, a lot of confidence so far in this third set.
Robinson's the good serve. Kurtz off the block, tooling it for the point. Air Force back to serve number 12, Nicole Stillwell. About a two-option pass by Chelsea Gardner there. But this time, the Wolverines finding the back line on the court.
That was a great job by Kaylee to adjust to that set. Her first two steps of that approach were outside the pin, and her last two were just to get to that ball well inside the pin. Nice job finding the back line on that swing.
Campbell with a good floater down the line. Kurtz.
Okay, note to self, do not serve Caroline Kurtz. She is money. She is passing really, really well. I would serve anybody else on the court except for her.
If you are going to serve her, you've got to serve her to her right as you saw there, and a little bit tight. So she doesn't have, so it takes away from her approach.
Or serve her short, right? And then she's totally out of the hitting rotation altogether, which doubles up there. Even if she gets a good pass, at least she's not a threat offensively.
I think they were lucky to get that one through. Utah Valley couldn't quite take advantage of what they had there.
Yeah, see, even that, she didn't pass the ball very well. All you got to do is throw it in the air to her, and she's just tough. See,
that ball set inside.
Yeah, way inside.
Kat Stevens with a good up. And Caressa with the kill on the left side.
Line judge wanting to call that ball in, changed it up at the last second, much to the chagrin of these Utah Valley fans.
Took that one away from them.
There's a couple fans over on the line right where that ball hit.
But as we always say, Steve, the ball never lies, right?
That's right. Justice.
Folks, if you want to see this game broadcasted live, please visit uvu.edu/broadcast/streaming. You can tune into the action with us here. You can see the ace serve by Kaylee Doxey. Just come join us.
Kaylee with a changeup right there. Typically that jump serve will go a little bit deeper, but took a little off that and dropped it inside the passer. Oh, okay, that's who I'm serving the rest of the night if I'm Kaylee.
Maybe I should start calling her Kaylee Broadbent again, because that's what she was doing last season.
There you go. 8-3. UV opening up a nice lead in this third set, which is exactly what they needed to do.
Folks, let's take a look back at our trivia question. When was the last matchup, Steve, between the Falcons and the Wolverines?
Well, if you don't know the answer to that, you're just not a true fan.
Let me tell you. Well, Steve, they've only faced off one time before. The Falcons took that match 3-2. That was in September. That was September 10th, 2005. So nearly 5 years ago.
Yeah, been a little while.
Little trivia there, folks. Also, folks, stay tuned for an interview with Coach Sam Atoa just after the game. He'll be joining Steve and I, giving us some of his insights. And hopefully they'll come back and pull this one off. Or I might be afraid to sit by Coach Atoa.
You're going to be the buffer. I'm going to be on the far end of that interview. Just don't make eye contact, man. Don't make eye contact.
That's right.
No, they're playing. They're a whole different team right now than they were in those first 2 sets. If they can maintain this momentum and build on this, we're going to see them take it in 5 tonight.
This is what I think the Wolverines are capable of. I think it's just a matter of whether they believe that or not.
Yeah, this is frankly the team I thought we were going to see from the get-go tonight. It's a little surprised at their lack of, oh, look at that.
Doxey just continuing the tear she's on.
Yeah, they were just not gelling early on tonight, but they're starting to. Everything's starting to work for them.
Looks like she just didn't throw that one. The toss was not quite high enough, and she wasn't able to explode on it.
Yeah, it's a nice run, though. 9-4.
Kurtz back to serve for the Falcons. Deciding to go with the float serve. Kaylee taking that one with her hands. And JC with a great swing on the right side, just using the hands, getting the point.
It's a beautiful thing when you go up by a bit, 5 or 6 early on in this third set. Everything starts to flow for you. You loosen up a little bit, you feel more confident, you go for more challenging plays and shots, and everything is just working for them.
The food tastes better.
That's right.
Great quick push out. I think that one still needs to get just a little bit higher, but that's right in her zone. Oh, it's a great idea by JC, but she almost missed that. And that's a tough set. I think they should have called that one.
Oh, I don't know. That looked like she got a piece of that.
Fans and Coach Atoa both calling for a conference here. They want to make sure. I think the down official might have had that touch.
Yeah, if she did,
we're going to see a replay here.
Good call.
Not very often anymore that we see those, Steve, but
well, they're on TV, man. They got to get it right. That's all there is to it. They're feeling pressure from us over here.
Utah Valley up 10-5, actually, in set number 3. Kat Stevens back to serve.
That set was
stuff blocked by Danny Robinson and JC Carreza.
Wow. See, there it is again. There's the justice. The ball never lies.
Annalise Schmidt took a big swing at that, though.
Wow, look at that serve. That middle blocker pushing that bump set all the way out to the pin. Incredible.
They're killing the back third of the court. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, Steve, is in volleyball indoor, a lot of your kills are going to come in the back third of the court. Rarely because of the block or the number of blockers that you're going to have to face, are you rarely going to be able to put a ball, you know, down in the 10-foot line or the midline of the midpoint of the court. It just doesn't happen.
Right. And men's volleyball, you're going to see guys just try to bomb inside the 10-foot line because it's impressive and that's what gets the chicks. However, the girls volleyball, that is by far the most successful place to swing, is that back third of the court, because all the defense is sucking up, and of course, you know, the block is there. Oh, oldest trick in the book. Give her that overpass and think she's got a wide open net, just out of bounds.
Danny wanting that one back for sure. Patty Flagg and Kathleen Stevens into the receive rotation here. Let's see what they can come up with. Great pass by Kat Stevens. Oh, that ball carried out, I think just again, it might have been just a little low, or Robinson might have been just a little late, but that was right in the zone.
Another bit of a hybrid swing there. If she had not hit that so flat, she'd gotten on top of that ball a little bit. That's in all day long.
She may need the confidence just to go ahead and keep swinging, keep snapping her wrist and bring that down a little further.
Wow.
A lot better on that swing.
Yeah. That looks scary right there, boy. That was money. That was very well-timed play.
Physically, I'm impressed with Danny Robinson. I think she's the most physically fit and maybe physical athlete on the floor right now, and that includes, you know, Kaylee Doxey as well.
Yeah, she's tall, but she's very athletic.
Tough play there. Tried to force that one back to Heaps a little. I think I saw something there, Steve. What I saw was that Brooklyn wasn't really square around to the ball quick enough. So I think she's got to work on her footwork just a little bit more. Maybe pick up the speed a notch or two.
And she needs that.
And I think that will come right around.
If she can get some error underneath those sets, give her hitters a chance to, especially in transition like that. See, that's a higher set and a nice rip there by Chelsea. Yeah, good call there, that ball.
I was waiting for that one. I'm glad they called that. It's a mishandled ball, or two contacts, folks, is what they call on that one, and Steve was pointing out.
The double contact.
I'd like to see Robinson even maybe come with a little bit of a jump serve in her game too.
Yeah. Nice soft block there by the Wolverines. Oh, great dig.
Boy, Kaylee has such a shoulder. I think that was out.
Yep, out and no touch. A rare miss hit there from Caroline.
I think the few times that she has missed has been to that sharp angle on the outside of the court there.
Trying to bite off just a little too much.
Folks, the Wolverines are up 15-8 in set number 3. Again, stay tuned for an interview with Coach Sam Atoa just after the game. We'll be asking him his thoughts on not only the season as it's gone so far, but tonight's highlights and maybe some lowlights, but just his overall take on how things are going. And maybe just a quick mention, Steve, about what the Wolverines did in the offseason, which was take a trip to Samoa and to New Zealand as a team. They went there to do some humanitarian
some relief
effort. I know Coach Toa talked to you a little bit about that and what they did. Maybe you can share some of that with.
Yeah, I'd like to bounce some questions off of Sam during that break as well, and to kind of find out a little more about what they're able to do. But it sounded like they were very hands-on, able to hand out supplies and things for people in need there, which would have been a great experience for them. You know, some character building stuff, but not to mention the huge help it would be to those people that had to suffer through those painful times. So what a neat experience.
I know they played some volleyball as well, had some matches against some of the small schools there, and gave them some probably much needed competition and a different look from, you know, some teams from the States. And I think they had an overall a great time. I saw some really great pictures, and looks like they just had a really positive experience.
Oh, that's great.
Kurtz on the outside over the top of the block into that back third of the court. Patty Flagg couldn't come up with that one, and that's a point for the Falcons. They're now down 9-16 in set number 3.
That's the thing, Caroline not the tallest player out there, so she doesn't have the benefit of being able to hit straight down. But boy, she has sure taken advantage of that last portion of the court.
I thought that was a great hustle play by the Wolverines there. And a smart tip by Sarah Clement on kind of really a busted play there in transition. Wolverines not able to quite do it, I think, what they wanted with that. Coach Atoa intently looking on as he's watching his Wolverines keep command of this third set.
Well, the good news is for the Wolverines, we're at least going to see a fourth set unless there's a complete meltdown from the Wolverines, up 18-9.
Looks like Coach Atoa is going to keep Kaylee on the right side during this play. I think I figured out why she's doing that, or why he's doing that. It's for blocking on Kurtz on the outside. Wasn't quite sure if they wanted that as a different type of an attack look, or thought Kaylee was stronger on the right side, which I didn't think. But obviously now we know it's for blocking.
Yeah, she's obviously a stronger blocker, and they want to have a good matchup there.
Great pass by Chelsea.
What? Unbelievable.
Out of bounds outside of the antenna.
I missed that, but man, that's some great hustle and a ridiculous dig after Kaylee just detonated on that ball.
Number 3, Kelly Spencer, with just a great touch. I don't think anybody really wants Kaylee hitting balls at him.
No blocker up. That's some scary stuff. That ball goes wide. UV doubles them up, 20-10.
Both coaches for Utah Valley up off the bench, Coach Atoa and Scott Lee, the assistant coach, giving instructions to the server.
Great set, wow.
Kurtz really had nowhere to go there, but neither did Chelsea.
There's that low set into the middle. I mean, at least push it out to the pin so she can wipe it off the block, but when you go low inside like that, boy, the block is just all over that.
And I saw something that I liked just now was Sarah Clement just taking a moment, kind of giving some instruction to the setter, telling her what they needed, and giving her some feedback. And I think that was crucial. I don't know that it really helped as far as that exact play right there, but I think she's just trying to bring her along a little bit, talking to her, giving her some feedback, which is probably what she needs at this point. She has all the physical tools. She just needs a little bit of some feedback, some in-game experience, and she'll be on her way.
She's probably saying something along the line of, hey, you need to get me the ball. I am open in the middle. They're not even looking at me.
Yeah.
So the very next play, even though the pass wasn't right there, she forced that ball through in the middle, and Sarah put it away. So, yeah, I agree, man. They need to just keep talking to her and keep coaxing her along. That confidence will come.
Nice swing by J.C. Caressa. Stays in the middle, almost gets the block. I think Brooklyn didn't know where to go on that one because she didn't have Caressa on the right side. Was a little bit of afraid to push that to the outside. That one might have been on its way out, but Kaylee Doxey touching that one and giving Annalise Schmidt a kill.
You could see Kaylee kind of look to see where she was at after she made a play on that ball, realizing, oops, that might have gone wide.
Kelly Spencer back to serve. goes with the short floater. Handled nicely by Doxy. The backside 2, it looked like.
Oh, nice. Great hustle from the Wolverines.
Spencer with a decent free ball pass, but a very low set. Wolverines play it back over. And that ball is hit wide. That looks like number 9, Elise Schmidt, with the attack error on that one.
They're rewarded for it. Some great hustle there from the Wolverines. And it pays off, 21-13.
You can tell they're playing with that fire now. They do not want to drop this set number 3.
And they have got to carry that on into the 4th set. They cannot afford to let down at all.
JC Carresa knew she was going to have to come out after that one. Get Patty Flagg back in there so they can have a really tight reception with her, Kat Stevens, and Chelsea.
Wow.
Chelsea with a good swing on the outside.
Nice dig by Kurtz. Oh, shoot. A miscommunication there. Out of my way, sis.
Yeah. Wolverines with a 22-15 lead. Set number 3. Back to serve for the Falcons, number 17, Jessica Hellman. Hellman gonna go with that short floater again. This time doesn't quite clear the net, Steve.
Yeah, that was about a ½ inch away from being an ace.
Chelsea Heaps back to serve for the Wolverines. And the Wolverines have a big lineup now with Robinson, Campbell, and Doxy up front.
Oh, I don't know if that cleared, but we will play on. Oh, nice.
Campbell staying at home. I thought Robinson got a touch on that first one for the block, and she didn't seem to make any gestures or looks otherwise. So, oh, that one's going to be tough. Oh, I knew that was either going to be an ace or that was going to be the net. And I can hear Sam again. One of those times when not to miss a serve.
Right.
That's that set point. Maya Parich back to serve for the Falcons. Let's see if she can come up with her short floater.
Nice pass. Wow.
Oh, just a tough ball. I mean, Kaylee really detonated on it. They got everything they wanted.
Dang. Hammered that ball. Great defense there from the scrappy Falcons.
That was just bad luck. A little bit of a rough pass by Patty, but a great shot.
Look at that.
A great shot.
Bring that to the sand.
I said earlier that she wasn't quite ready for the beach, but maybe she's making her way.
Yeah, boy, I think she just graduated.
Utah Valley with a win in the 3rd set, 25-17. And folks, we'll be right back with some more action. Stay tuned.
The goal of student employment at UVU is to provide quality, professional, and meaningful work experience for students while supporting their overall success at Utah Valley University. The UVU Student Employment Office is dedicated to serving students with a variety of meaningful work opportunities as a part of their university experience.
Does that go?
Jobs are accessed through the UV Job Board.
Sounds good.
Positions include hourly on and off campus jobs, internships, federal work study, and the International Student Employment Program. Some of the services we provide are career assessment, internships, and job shadowing. We also offer mentoring services in interviewing skills, cover letters, networking skills, and job searching skills. The Student Employment Office hosts on-campus graduate school fairs, recruiting fairs, and job fairs in the fall and spring.
Come join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
Welcome back, folks, to our broadcast where the Utah Valley have just come up with the third set win. They're down 2-1, and we're entering set number 4. Also, Steve, I saw a lot of improvement on the side of the Wolverines that set. Looked like they were a lot more confident, played a little bit looser, and were able to clean up some of the mistakes they'd made in the first 2 sets.
Yeah, very much so. They were a completely different squad out there in set number 3. They played with a lot of poise, a lot of confidence. They were getting some breaks too. Some shots were falling for them, but mostly it was just stuff they created themselves and then had the confidence to finish. That was a fun set to watch.
I still want to see some improvement in the passing. I want to see them be able to utilize that middle attack like Coach Atoa talked about wanting to do. I think he has 2 middle blockers that are superior athletically to Air Force, and I think they want to take advantage of that. But we'll see what happens.
Very much so. See if they can continue on in this 4th set.
Folks, be sure to join us tomorrow here as UVU Wolverines take on the Fresno State Bulldogs. The game will be broadcasted live here on UVU TV at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Also interesting note, this is Coach Atoa's 12th year as the head coach for the UVU women's volleyball team. Coach Atoa has had 251 wins in his coaching career. Wow. Also, if we remember last year, I believe the UVU women's team was 22-10 overall, and they came in 2nd in the Great Western Conference, just barely losing the championship game. That would have gave them a berth to the NCAAs. I know Coach Atoa has talked about wanting to take advantage of that this year, getting that conference win and the automatic berth, and make it to the NCAA final.
Yeah, that would have been huge.
We're checking lineups right now, making sure everything's ready to go. Looks like Utah Valley's going to start us off serving. Kathleen Stevens is going to serve for the Wolverines. Pushes that one just a little bit long. I think they were trying to get Kurtz in the back corner there and just pushed it a little bit long for a service error.
Yeah, Utah Valley needs to just continue on from set number 3. Keep that confidence up. Have fun out there. Look at that. That's it right there. That's a great play.
Stillwell's floater there was a little bit too much of a lollipop, and that was a great pass by the Wolverines. Caressa connecting on a great, what we call a 2-ball out of the middle.
Yeah, they seemed pretty predictable in the first 2 sets, but they have changed things around. Oh, there it is. Oh, almost an ace. Wolverines scoring their 2nd consecutive point.
Caressa continuing to serve for the Wolverines. Falcons looking to get that ball outside to Kurtz, I'm sure.
Nice pass, wow.
And where does it go, Steve?
Where it's always gonna go. Out to Caroline Kurtz, who does what she does. Do what she do.
Just a high set, what we might call a hut set. Just high, there's no speed that you're trying to gain on that, and just high ball, and she takes care of it. Kaylee really bringing that ball in. It was not a great set or a great pass, but she really bettered that.
Nice job, Chelsea.
Chelsea tooling the block, going off of number 16, Julia Hansen.
Chelsea with her 9th kill of the match. Kaylee leading both teams with 16 kills. Caroline number 2 with 12, or maybe it's 13, matching her number.
That set is in a good location. Still, I think needs to be just a little bit further out and just a little bit higher. I think she likes it almost to the antenna, so she can crank it down the line if nobody's there.
Right, that opens up so many shots if you push that ball all the way out to the pin.
Chelsea out of the back row. Little bit of an inside set, but Kurtz handles that, gets the point, no problem.
Caroline automatic out there on the outside.
And look at the swagger. She's got some swagger. She knows she can pretty much do what she wants with the ball. Not really concerned about the block.
Well, so far tonight, UV had just not had an answer for her.
Patty knows that one was not anything close to what she's capable of doing. She'll better this ball the next time around.
Yeah, she's out there for her serve receive abilities. Let that one get away from her.
One of the few times you're going to see Kaylee Doxey tip a ball.
Yeah, that's not her style.
Air Force not able to convert on that. I think they had a good opportunity. Didn't come up with it that time. And we got Robinson back to serve for the Wolverines.
Who was the player back in the day? Was it Amber? She had like the gnarly jump serve.
Amber Kalunke.
That's it. That's it. And she reminds me a little bit of her. Just really powerful, very strong on the outside, gnarly jump serve. UV manufacturing their 6th point. Push a 2-point advantage in this 4th set. Falcons got to start getting worried here.
Good float serve, carried deep back over her left shoulder. Nice free ball pass by Kaylee. That set was a bit low. Let's see if she can clean it up. Sarah Clement getting in there to seal up that hole.
Wolverines have all but taken over after that break, after the 2nd set. It has been all Wolverines.
Matt McShane wanting a timeout. Not happy with how the tide is turning, and we're back to kind of where we were the first point of set number 3. Wolverines have a 7-4 lead.
Wolverines doing a nice job coming out of that big win in the 3rd set and not letting down, not getting relaxed, but keeping the tempo up and the momentum on their side of the net.
I think the Air Force Falcons are a little bit one-dimensional, and so I think if Utah Valley can limit those kills only to Caroline Kurtz and not letting the rest of the team really do any damage, I think they're going to be all right. And it seems to be working for them so far. They're not really able to stop Kurtz, but no one else is really getting off for him.
Right.
One question I have is, I wonder, is Brooklyn Campbell actually left-handed? She doesn't seem to have the big, powerful arm swing, so I'm not really sure if she's actually left-handed or she's just been kind of trained to take and try to put balls away with her left hand.
Right, but just swat that ball with her left. Yeah, I think it's probably that, because she's had a couple good attempts with that left hand, but rather than placing it where they're not or putting a lot of heat on it, she hasn't really done either. It's been more just kind of putting something on it into the middle of the court.
It's been just a reminder, folks, visit WolverineGreen.com to find team stats, photos, and a complete schedule for this season. Wolverine.com. Robinson back to serve for the Wolverines. Push it out to number 9, Annalise Schmidt, who's been getting a lot of the balls on the outside for the Falcons.
Yeah, she's into the double digits with her kills. She's their second highest kill rate for the Falcons.
Spencer back to serve. Good
Great
pass by the Wolverines. Kaylee kind of getting trapped there a little bit on that one. Inside, I think if they would have put that one on the outside with that pass, they would have gotten the kill easily.
Yeah, I would have liked her to gone high hands on that. I mean, she just hit right into the heart of that block. And she is a much better offensive player than that.
Mishandled ball, I believe, or a net violation.
Looks like Sarah Clement got in the net.
Yep. One thing I think that they need to do, if they're going to open up that inside two for the left side hitters, they need to establish the middle attack every once in a while as well.
Right.
And then when that ball comes short to the outside, then it's going to have a little bit more effect. See, they're just stacking up on it right there, Steve.
Yeah.
And they're not allowing her to really have any range with it. She got that one through by going over the shorter blocker, but
right. It's almost as predictable as the Falcon offense, knowing that ball is just going to get pushed out to number 13 all night. You can learn to key on that.
Good serve by Campbell.
If I'm Sarah Clement, especially with the numbers she's put up tonight, with the opportunity she's had, man, I'm going to be in my setter's ear all night long.
Oh, nice touch by Carissa. Let's see if she can get some short tip picked up by Campbell. Pushed out to Carissa again, using the hands. Wolverine still looking for a kill.
Got it.
I think Campbell, if she's gonna set that middle, and the hitters are late, she might as well go with a little bit higher set.
Right.
Go with the two instead of trying to really force the quick attack, because then you're gonna give the hitter a little bit more time, a little bit more height. These girls are tall,
right?
And I think they'll be able to do something smart with it. At least until they can get their timing down. Hellman's serve just goes wide.
UV gets bailed out.
Utah Valley up 9-8 in set number 4. And Doxy back to serve. Great serve. And
nobody up and dug.
By Spencer. Sarah Clement just detonated that ball. Kaylee knows she hit that one just a little too thick.
Kelly Spencer, bring it. I wonder if she told the blockers to stay down. I got this.
Maya Perich back to serve.
Nice
Good pass. And a great tool by Chelsea.
Smart swing by Chelsea. Amazing pass from Kat Stevens.
Chelsea doesn't get a lot of attempts, but she's really consistent with the ones she does get, and she does something smart with the ball almost every time.
Great serve.
That one almost dribbled back over on the first touch. Kat Stevens back to serve for the Wolverines. See if she can push this lead further. Wolverines up 11-9, set number 4. Off the shoulder.
Taking a little shrapnel there on that swing.
Welcome to Division I volleyball. Nicole Stillwell back to serve for the Falcons. Pushed by Carissa back to the corner. Smart shot. At this point, they're just trading points right now, Steve. What do we need to see for Utah Valley to really get over this hump here and open this 4 setup?
Well, they need to keep serving tough, first of all. And again, I would keep the ball out of the hands. See, they keep going at her, and she's a good passer. And there's something about when you pass that ball, your rhythm when you get set is so much, it's just crisp and I mean high percentage. And that's been her all night. If she passes that ball, her rhythm is such that she just is automatic on the outside.
She even had a little stare down there after the kill. Like just telling him, come stop me.
Yeah. Like don't serve me either.
That's a great pass by Patty and a great put away by Danny Robinson. Good set.
Wolverines clinging to a 2-point lead, 13-11.
I think if we can pick up this passing, they'll be able to have a little bit more selection of who they can set, and I think Campbell will settle down a whole lot.
Wow. There it
Still
is.
going to that left hand.
Finally gets the kill off the left. Just absolutely no heat on that, but hey, she found the hardwood.
Would have liked to see Robinson up on that ball, the first ball.
Oh, wow. Great dig by Kat.
Smart play by Chelsea, putting it in the back, forcing the Air Force to do something with it. They've got to come back with the free ball. Stevens, perfect.
Nice. See, that's the thing. Danny's tall enough and athletic enough. You get that set in the right place. Doesn't matter if you got 2 blockers on her. She's going to put it away.
Wolverines with a 15-11 lead in set number 4, looking to continue their winning ways here in this match.
And with a 4-point lead halfway through this set, Falcons want to take a second to talk about it.
Folks, just a reminder, stay tuned for an interview with Coach Sam Atoa just after the game. We're getting his thoughts, insights, and maybe some surprise information about what he plans to do tomorrow against the Fresno State. Look into the mind of the coach. Coach Matt McShane for Air Force Academy is in his first year of coaching. So we were talking with Coach McShane before the match. He's kind of running down to us a little bit about his pedigree and kind of where he's been in the coaching ranks, and some surprises that you know, Coach McShane has spent some time at some of the Utah facilities, BYU's where he did his graduate work, and then he told us he spent some time with Beth Lanier at Utah.
Yep.
And so said he misses this area and quite enjoys this side of the Wasatch.
Loves the mountains. It's a good thing there's plenty of them up here.
Heaps back to serve with a great short floater. Gonna push it outside to Kurtz. Not gonna have her approach this time. Kathleen Stevens puts that over. This time she gets a run at it.
Oh, Wolverines get bailed out on that one.
Oh, wow. Another questionable set.
Dig by Chelsea. Oh, tattooed.
Wise totally ducking out of the way, Steve, but in doing so, makes the grade up.
Look at that. Spencer's just got her number.
Great rally we have going here, folks.
Oh, I think they got that. Oh, I don't know. That ball went a whole different direction after that hit the tape, but whatever.
Disappointing end to a great rally.
Wow. Jocelyn Wise just took that straight off the nugget, but angles her forehead perfectly to pass that ball straight up into the air.
That kill was good. It landed right on the shoulder of the middle blocker, number 15, Katie Campbell.
Kaylee sneaking that one through the block. Uh-oh, that's trouble. A rare passing mistake from Caroline.
Caroline Kurtz, a very focused player.
She was pretty upset with herself after that pass. Boy, Sam is just keeping it on her all night.
I like the fact they keep it on her on the right side. It's a little bit out of her normal position of receive, and she's not in the attack zone. If she is, it's going to be out of the back row. Right. So, you know, and almost 4 players stacked on this right side for the Air Force Academy, making that very predictable for them to set the outside on a lesser attacker, but in that case gets the job done. Number 9, Annalise Schmidt.
13-18. Utah Valley with a side out here goes 6 points up with 6 points to go.
Great slide attack, Sarah Clement. Oh, finding every piece of real estate in the back. Ceiling, floor, back wall.
Falcons showing some nice hustle. Unable to bring that ball back.
Wolverines maintaining a 19-13 lead, set number 4. Trouble set, really forced that in the middle, Steve, but they came away with it.
Nicole Stillwell with a heads-up play there, just trying to adjust to that ball. Not only keeps it in play, but finds the open spot.
Local player number 2, Tammy Richin, substituting into the match. Tammy's a freshman out of Lone Peak High School here in Utah, you mentioned earlier. Getting some more action tonight. I'm sure her family enjoys that.
Oh. Almost able to get that ball to crawl back over the tape.
Teresa slicing and dicing like the Ginsu. Jessica Hellman back to serve for the Falcons.
Ooh, yeah.
Interference call by Senator Clement, interfering with number 17, Jessica Hellman, I think, at the net.
Side out +2 brings them back within 3, 16-19. Sam not liking the looks of that, wants to talk about it.
Folks, just a reminder to visit WolverineGreen.com to find team stats, photos, and a complete season schedule for the Wolverines. Not just the volleyball team, but for all sports here at back with the action. Wolverines up 19-16, set number 4. Make that 20-16. Kaylee Doxey with a huge kill out of the middle.
It's a nice job mixing that offense up a little bit. Gets a one-on-one out of the middle of the court. Lots of room to move that ball around.
Doxey back to serve. Goes into the net. Giving the Air Force some life here in set number 4.
Air Force still with a little bit of room to move in this 4th set, but they got to make a move quick. Running out of room here.
See if Parrish plays it safe with this serve or goes really short again. Stevens. Great up by Stevens. Chelsea with a good swing off the outside, but out to Kurtz. Finds some hands and gets a little bit of a short ball to drop for another point. Falcons down 18-20.
And I really do not like that low set. I feel like she's just handcuffing Chelsea out there on the outside. Just doing anything she can to get anything on that ball.
I think we need a pass right here, Steve, so they can run that middle to Sarah Clement.
Oof. Oh, Wolverines getting away with one there.
I know they wanted, I felt that like they wanted to run that middle. Sarah was a bit late, and they just couldn't, she couldn't afford to force that to her.
No, you're right. Brooklyn barely got her hands on that ball as it was. Not the cleanest of sets.
Kurtz White again on the right side of the court. Not a great pass by Kurtz, even though she knows she's getting the ball. It wasn't really a set-me pass, but she knows she's going to get the ball.
Right. Kurtz basically hit that ball out of the middle of the court. The setter unable to push it all the way out. That ball kind of died inside too.
Back row attack. Brooklyn Campbell on the plane of the net, touching the ball. With the front row player touching that right after.
I'd like to see Campbell go up and fake touching that ball to throw that block off a little bit, see if she could get him off guard. But yeah, that's a no-win situation for a back row setter right there.
Setters, we never use that trick.
Nice pass. Oh, I guess there was a touch.
Utah Valley making sure there was a touch on the second attempt. Air Force has got to remember, they got to play that whistle, especially at this juncture of the match. They've got to play the whistle.
Yeah.
Let the coach complain or the team captain complain on the floor after the play.
Nice look there by the Falcons. I don't know if that was a miscommunication or what, but it pays off. They get the point.
Air Force continuing to kind of mix up their setting rotation between number 11, Gosselin Wise, and number 17, Jessica Hellman. Nice.
Oh, great stab.
Nice push out to Kurtz. I think she missed that one. Yep.
I think Kurtz was looking for hands on that swing to kind of tool the block out of bounds, but they were all in her angle.
We're looking at set point here, Steve. Set number 4, 24-20. See if we can force game 5.
High set to the outside. She gets it.
Kurtz is struggling a little bit right now. You can see on her face,
yeah,
her confidence is down a little frustrated. See what she can do here. I'm sure she's hoping not to miss this serve.
This is right where the Wolverines were 2 sets ago, needing 3 just to stay alive. Great set.
Danny Robinson on the right side. I like that choice. I thought that was a good choice out of the 2 choices that she had.
It was a decent pass, but a great set.
I think it would have been tough for her to push that to the outside, at least from what we've seen so far. I don't know if she has any strength to, you know, or just gamesmanship to be able to push that ball out yet. Although it's coming, I think. And I think she'll hit the weight room a little bit as she continues on in her career, and she'll be pushing balls all over the place. Right. But that's a tough ball for her to set to the outside right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Folks, we'll be right back with set number 5.
School of Business is a very large school of business and is growing rapidly. We have all kinds of programs. We have programs in accounting, in finance, economics, hospitality management, and entrepreneurship, and other areas as well.
The class sizes are really great. Having 30 students or less is great for students who are trying to interact with their professors and really learn the material. I had a marketing class that actually went out and we did marketing projects for nonprofit organizations. So we're not only helping our community, but we're also getting a really great education.
I had the opportunity several months ago to help the Woodbury School of Business with their annual entrepreneurship conference. This experience provided me the opportunity to implement the skills in marketing I've learned while attending the Woodbury School of Business.
One of the things that we are most proud of in this Woodbury School of Business is the recent addition of a master's degree program that we've waited so many years for. We are extremely proud to be able to offer this to our students and to other students around the Intermountain West and the world. The AACSB accreditation places the Woodbury School of Business in the top third of business schools in the United States, and higher than that worldwide.
My advice to students considering the Woodbury School of Business at UVU is to just get involved. There are so many different clubs and organizations, and it's a really great way to meet other students that are interested in the things that you're interested in and to really make your college experience very well-rounded.
My advice to future students would be, if you don't want to be another number in a classroom of 300, and you want to be a part of an environment that promotes engaged learning, but also innovation and creativity, then the Woodbury School of Business is the place for you.
UVU is the place to realize your dreams.
Welcome back, folks, to the Shurian Family Activity Center on the campus of Utah Valley University, where the Utah Valley University Wolverines and the Air Force Academy Falcons are tied up at 2 sets apiece. As we're looking at the stats for the last set, Steve, what can we see there that looks a little bit similar, but also a little bit different for last set?
Well, one thing, overall the whole match, I was kind of surprised to see Caroline's got 46 total attempts, but Kaylee Doxey actually has 48. In that set alone, Caroline, with 15 attempts, only had five kills, hit 133, which is not a very high percentage. And then only 3 other players recorded kills in that set. So they ended up with 11, Utah Valley with 15, all 6 players recording kills. Even the setter had 1. So UV able to move that ball around, get a few different looks, and it paid off in that 4th set.
Yeah, as I was mentioning, I thought that Caroline Kurtz was struggling a little bit, and just looking at her face as they're starting, getting ready to start this set, I see her, she looked over at her teammate and says, "We have got to pass."
Yeah. Getting a look there at some stats, overall kills, UV almost at 60, and 158 total attempts to the Falcons, 140. So the Utah Valley giving themselves a few more opportunities.
Kurtz getting blocked right off the bat, and an awesome cut inside the block by J.C. Caresa, Steve.
Wow, that was a nice play put together there by the Wolverines. Not only they get a block on the Falcons' #1 offensive threat, but then a great cross-court kill to win the point. Wow, nice pass. Ugh, not
such a great set. I thought that one might have died and hit the line, but just out. Chelsea not quite on top of that one, not quite swinging through the ball.
Yeah, she just missed that one deep.
Nicole Stillwell back to serve for the Falcons, goes with the short floater to Kat Stevens. Puts it up to Caresa.
Wow.
The great swing.
Oh, what's a great swing and a better dig. Look at that, 2 in a row.
Kurtz is, she must be running on fumes here, Steve, because she's getting tired, but she's seen about, what,
48 attempts at this point.
And a few hundred in the last 2 days.
Right. Running on empty.
Caresa with a decent serve. Oh, I think if they would have blocked that one totally, I think that would have put her right in the closet on that one.
Yeah, that might have been rough to come back from that. Call that trying to hit out of a phone booth when you just get blocked time and time again. It's pretty hard to find your way out of there sometimes.
Robinson with a great swing on a low set. Great block by Campbell. Ooh. A little bit of Lauren Richard-esque there. her blocking abilities. A little bit low set again, but the right choice. Robinson dealing with it.
Caroline blocked 3 out of 4 times on the 5th attempt, just tips it over. Not only is she tired, but I think mentally she is exhausted. Trying so hard to be a leader on this team right now when they need her the most.
I think they may want to run Danny on the inside to the normal, traditional middle quick attack, because as they're kind of loading that block up, she comes on, cuts that, you know, her approach to the inside, the traditional middle quick attack. I think that's going to leave Air Force really stuck, wondering, oh, what happened on that play?
Yeah, right. A good call.
Plus, I think she'll have more time to get to the ball as it takes longer to transition around the outside of the setter. That's where Kaylee sometimes, I think, needs to learn to make or put in her arsenal a really nice tip shot. Something a little bit off speed, something different, change it up.
Right, take a quick look at where the defense is and put the ball where they're not.
See, Robinson did it there, not with any success on finding the floor, but to keep it in play.
Sure, give themselves another opportunity.
Wise stood in there on that one, but couldn't control it.
Yeah, Jocelyn doing a nice job not to use her forehead on that dig attempt. That ball was coming pretty hard.
As we look at these stats too, Steve, I was just looking at the sets, assists, and Campbell who has probably about 50 now at this point, is far ahead of any other person in the match on the Air Force side. So I think, you know, she's setting at about a 400 pace, and I think she's doing fine. I'm glad that Coach Atoa stuck with her and
yeah,
is letting her find her way.
Well, that's the thing, and I think her confidence is only going to build for matches like this, where they struggle early and then come back and find a lot of success.
Wolverines up 5-4 in set number 5. That one goes outside around the antenna. Tied up 5-5 here in the 5th set.
It's essentially a game to 10.
And these teams will change sides, whoever gets to 8 first.
Oh,
and that one's gonna be out.
Went for it. That's a rough play on 6-on-6. You see that kind of stuff on doubles, but she saw an opening and just went about 2 feet long is all.
That might have been a freshman mistake by Jocelyn Wise there.
Yeah, that's from 0 to 0 real quick there when you miss that.
Oh, 2 in a row, no connection with the middle hitter on that one.
Yeah, that's almost time for a timeout right there.
Coach McShane really looking on here. That's a tough ball, but a good set.
Great dig.
And another good set. JC Caresa on the outside. I like both of those sets by both of the setters on the bump set. Great poise by each setter. Utah Valley's going to get the switch over here.
Utah Valley's done a great job tonight of just hanging around and waiting for an opening and then springing to attack.
What a great home opener for the Wolverines. Tough 5-set match. They can pull this off. I think that's going to be a great confidence booster to know that they can take it all the way and come out with the victory.
Yeah, against a nice team that is Air Force. Air Force is playing very tough tonight.
Folks, just a last reminder that we'll be broadcasting tomorrow at 1 o'clock Mountain Time on UVU TV, as the Wolverines will be taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs in volleyball action here at the Shurian Family Activity Center. We'll be on hand to witness the action and call it out for you as we see it. Hope you can join us. Coach Atoa looking like he's ready to get his team back on the floor, finish this one up.
7 points away from a pretty nice upset.
This could really be the jump start to one of these teams' season. Getting a win here tonight, I think will be big for either team. Wolverines looking to take control as Campbell's back to serve.
Nice
Tough
pass.
floater. Nice up by Clement. A little bit of a low set, but
is.
Broadbent, I'm sorry, Doxy does something smart with it. She's gonna go out again. Caressa off the block on the right side. Let's look back at the kills for Caressa tonight.
That's got to be her 8th or 9th probably on the night.
I think she's been pretty steady on that right side, especially through these last 3 sets. Air Force just squeaking that one through. Hellman back to serve. Cami Richin coming in, substituting for the Falcons. Let's see where the Wolverines are going to go now. Back to Caressa on the outside, gets the ball over.
Wow.
Not sure what Coach Atoa was calling for on that play.
I think he was telling him to stay down, let her swing, but she got a pretty good rip on that ball. Oh,
nice solo block by
Sarah.
Sarah Clement. Still in play. Kat Stevens with a great free ball pass. And that's what I was talking about, Steve, a traditional middle attack. Now that one came from Sarah Clement. I'd like to see it with Danny Robinson too, but that really mixes it up, I think. Catches them a little bit off guard than the usual slide, quick set, you know, the girls, or that is run in the girls game.
Right. Nice pass, Caroline.
Nice touch by Kathleen Stevens, but she can't seem to control that one.
It's a very athletic move from Kat, but unable to bring it back into play.
Folks, remember, if you want to see this game broadcasted live, please visit uvu.edu/broadcast/streaming. Be sure to catch all the game action with us here online. You can do that tomorrow also, folks, during the Fresno State game if you can't make it down to the Sherman Activity Center tomorrow.
Nice cover from Utah Valley. Oh, wow, great play out of the net. Oh, look at that. Oh, everything going UV's way right now. Scoring their 11th point.
What do we say, Steve? It takes a lot of skill, a little bit of luck.
And also, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Coach McShane wants to talk about it, calls a timeout. Utah Valley leading the 5th set, 11-7 over the Air Force Academy Falcons. Coach Atoa looking very focused in the huddle there. I'm sure he wants to make sure that he reminds his players where their first options are on offense and where they're going for on serve and what their blocking assignments are going to be.
Yeah, he wants to make sure they've got a very solid game plan going out of this timeout. I mean, they are well within range of winning this match, but there's still enough room that they can't afford to let down or make any mistakes. Give everybody a clearer view of what their assignment is. Build them up. Hopefully they'll execute. And then it's off to Costa Vida for a celebration dinner.
I'm there.
Yeah.
After getting ready to resume the game, Kathleen Stevens going to serve for the Wolverines. I wonder where this ball is going.
It's going to ride the peace train. On out of town. It's a nice time out there. Coach McShane.
That looked a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I almost thought they were they were taking a gutsy chance there, but it must have been a little further out than we had our vantage point. A little bit of dodgeball.
Yeah, no kidding. If she can dodge a wrench. Nice job getting out of the way of that one. Well, that would have been a bummer if it hit her foot, wouldn't it?
Sign her up on the Cobras. Carissa back to serve for the Wolverines.
Nice
tough
serve.
floater.
Wow, great pass.
Campbell with the good block. I think what I want to see more out of Campbell is just her physicality. I want to see her get stronger, more aggressive, a little bit more assertive, just knowing that, you know, she's the starter, that she can do a lot of the things that, you know, Coach Atoa is pretty confident that she can be, in his estimation that she could be the greatest setter that they've ever had here at Utah Valley. Forcing that one that far out of the middle, though, is not gonna do it as Steve tries to save that one.
He's out of my reach too. 12-10. Falcons closing the gap a little bit here. UV needs to settle down and pass this ball. Oh, and they do. A great side out from the Utah Valley Wolverines.
Coach Atoa had this finger on the timeout trigger, let me tell you.
Yeah, he did. Oh, that's a brutal missed serve if you're a Falcon fan.
13-10. Wolverines have the lead in the 5th set. Just 2 points away from the game. Great set on the outside. Easily read by Chelsea. And a good bump set out to Kaylee. Not the time I think Steve did not be swinging at the ball at the end of the match when it's tight.
I think Caroline is just gassed. She's done. She's got to be super tired, and that's no fault to her. I mean, she has played an amazing match, gotten a ton of kills, but you know, when you got 5 girls riding on top of your back, waiting for you to take them to the promised land, eventually your legs are going to go.
She's been playing an amazing bunch of matches.
Yeah, back-to-back, too. That's the other thing. Whew. Her shoulder's going to fall off.
Looking at the Utah Valley huddle, the girls look like they want it. Look like they're ready to go. Looks like they're ready to take over, wrap this thing up.
Yeah, one time, right? This is it. Manufacture 1 point, you're done.
A little bit different look on the face of the Falcons. Just look a little bit spent. Look like they're not quite sure if they're going to be able to push what would have to be 6 straight points to get a win at this juncture. We'll see if Caroline Kurtz can reach deep. See if she can bring him back, at least to give him one more opportunity. This is for the match. Number 2, Chelsea Heaps back to serve.
Nice pass.
And no gas in the tank left for Kurtz on a tough set. A little bit inside. Wolverines able to take control of that, put up a nice block. They take the match 3 games to 2.
You kind of knew where that ball was going. I mean, that was by far the worst set of the night for Caroline Kurtz, but she's still, you know, she's the one driving the bus, so you got to get the ball back to her, and she's blocked straight down. And Utah Valley, great comeback, pull it off in 5.
Folks will be coming up really soon here with the Costa Vida post-game wrap-up. Coach Atoa is going to come over and talk with us. We're going to get some insight from Coach Atoa, talk about the match, and see what he feels was important in his 5-set victory tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious to find out what he said during that break after the 2nd set, because whatever it was turned him around.
Just remember, folks, tomorrow we're going to have a match versus the Fresno State Bulldogs, 1 p.m. Be here in the Shurian Family Activity Center. But we'll be right back in just a moment with our Costa Vida post-game wrap-up.
Bus pass, $5. UVU t-shirt so you can impress the ladies, $25. iPod Nano, $120. A degree from UVU so you can afford your own car someday. Priceless. For everything else, there's student loans.
Welcome back, folks. Just finished our match from Utah Valley University, where the Wolverines took a 3-2 win over the Air Force Academy Falcons. Here at the Costa Vida postgame wrap-up, we have Coach Sam Atoa here with us. Coach, tell us a little bit about what you thought was, your key to pulling that victory off. You started a little slow. You were down 2 sets. Tell us what got your team going.
Well, geez. First of all, I think I got to hand it to Air Force. They came and they played very well. Anytime that you want to have a certain game plan, and they had a game plan, and they really disrupted our game plan. And it took some really deep digging in that 3rd set for us to be able to kind of come back. And so I got to hand it to the girls for being able to kind of turn things around, because if you're going to watch this again on TV, you for sure are not going to want to watch the 2 sets and early on. But those things happen. But it's nice for us to be able to get it turned around.
Well, I want to know what you said to them after that, or during that break after the 2nd set, because they came back and it was a completely different squad out there.
Well,
take some of the credit. I know you're a humble guy, but come on, what'd you say to him?
I can tell you what he said, but I can't say it on air.
No, they knew what they needed to do. I mean, before I got in there, they knew that. And for me, it was just more of reiterating to them again the same things that they talked about, is that we were not the team that we expected to be. And Air Force, had a big part of that. And then it became more of a mental challenge for us. And when you start competing against yourself, mentally, it's hard. And so they were able to just kind of take a deep breath and get started. And it was a very nice start in the 3rd set, which helped kind of take the pressure off a little bit.
Oh yeah, the momentum carried you guys right through. It was awesome to see how in that 4th set you guys didn't let down or relax, but just basically continued on from the 3rd set and just rolled right over the top of them again in that 4th. So that was some pretty fun volleyball to watch.
Well, yeah, they did. They played really well in the 3rd and controlled that. And I knew it was going to be a little bit more competitive in the 4th. And but unlike the first 2 sets, we were able to kind of keep our composure and play volleyball the way that we know how, instead of putting too much pressure on us. So there's a lot of things to learn there, and it was really nice to be able to kind of pull out this victory. And hopefully we'll continue to learn from that and get better for tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, yeah, tomorrow should be a lot of fun. Hey, real quick, I think we're going to get a look at some graphics here. Well, that kind of says the whole thing. You guys almost 60 kills to their 44. And your total attempts, you guys gave yourselves a few more opportunities. And I noticed that you guys created and converted a lot, which was, I think, helped get you guys back in it as well. But hey, real quick before we head out of here, just touch on the trip you guys were able to take in the off season to the islands there to do a little relief.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but maybe share some more insights with us on that.
Oh, you know what? It's an experience that you'll never forget. we were involved in it quite a bit. When the tsunami hit last year, September 29th, it was quite devastating. And we were preparing ourselves to go on this trip, and we were able to kind of turn it into a service opportunity. And last May when we went, we were able to kind of contribute all the things that we took. We took a 40-foot container, which is pretty incredible that the community and everybody kind of helped out with making it possible, to certain corporations, to individuals that were able to see what we were doing. And it was fun to be able to see the girls go to each of the villages and hand out T-shirts and hand out and take things to schools and elementary schools and villages to be able to help make a little bit of a difference. And so that was awesome. It was just an unbelievable experience that we'll never forget.
Amazing.
That's right. And folks, you can catch that. K-Jazz kind of caught some footage of that and also talked about that experience with the team and kind of interviewed them and discussed that with them. And you can catch that on UVU's YouTube channel if you'd like some more information and kind of see more in depth what they did. It was a great thing, and we're really proud of the coach for that and kind of taking charge and doing something, giving back to his hometown. So really give your hands off for that, and also hands off for the win tonight, the victory, and see if we can notch another one here tomorrow.
Well, that's the plan. You know, we're definitely going to have to get a little bit better in the start, and that's what we would expect to do.
Right on, Sam. Hey,
thank you,
job
Coach.
tonight.
Thanks for stopping by. Folks, Utah Valley wins this game 3-2. Shutting it down here for Steve Vale. I'm Kevin Castle, and we'll see you tomorrow.